pumpkins. This is my first project for October, and I had decided that I was going to utilize some canvas bags just to make a feathered crow. So this is the bags that my son brings me home from conferences and whatnot. And this is what I did was I cut up the bags. This is what is the one that I used on the crow. It's a little bit thicker. But I did also put some interfacing, this is really quite cheap stuff, on the back just to give it that little more stability. And then I took a pattern that I had used for my Lisa Pay masterclass of a seagull. And what I did was I had taken the original thought from Halloween book that I had gotten from an art shop called Prims, and I can't seem to find any other of these books. But it was a two-dimensional crow, and this is what the actual crow looks like. You can see it there, but it's only two-dimensional, but it does look like it's made out of canvas. And it has a wooden post, and then it's got some bubbles and whatnot on it. So that was the concept that I used. So I took that seagull pattern. Because the picture was two-dimensional, I wanted to make the bird, the crow, three-dimensional. So what I did was I revamped the pattern, and I looked on the internet at crow patterns, and I re-envisioned the head by elongating the beak, and then used the seagull head other part for the base. I also revamped the actual, this is the body. The head goes up here, the body here, and I reinvented the tail so that the tail will sit out flat and fanned. And it took a little while to figure it out. The other thing I wanted to do, because I wanted to make it three-dimensional, is I added some gussets. And I wanted the bird fairly thin, or not full-bodied, and so I cut the actual pieces out a little bit smaller, so it would make it a little bit more narrow. So that's what I did with the pieces, cut it all out, and I used the pattern for the wings from the actual seagull pattern, and got started that way. So what I did was I cut up the pattern pieces, I stitched them together using my binding with my back stitch, and then sewed them on the machine as much as I could. And then what I did with the actual canvas was I painted it the dark black, and it's got about 3 coats of the dark black on it. I put beaded glass eyes in the black and really pulled those eyes in tight. And then I made him a little knitted, sweater thing, and a scarf for his front. I made him a hat, a witch's hat. So what I ended up doing, it started off as sort of just a harvest crow, but I kind of turned him into a Halloween and Thanksgiving crow. So I kind of call it killing 2 birds with 1 stone, and I'm going to use it as my centerpiece for my table for Thanksgiving dinner. So I also went online after I'd finished the bird, and I made these little sock pumpkins, and it's got cinnamon sticks for its trunk, and just rope to tie it all together. So I did a couple different ones. I also did the leaves, and he's got the leaves in his beak, and the actual beak itself, again, I used canvas. I cut out the beak and then in 2 pieces, glued the under piece up underneath, and then the top piece, so he's got a beak that's opened. And then I painted it the black, and then I used the gloss finish on the very top of it to give it this stability. And there's his little leaves for his mouth. So put it back like that. So that is Mr. Crow. What I also did was going through some of the magazines. I found a template for I'm not sure what they call these. It's like that curved basket that you put all your harvest fruits in, and I made it out of 2 pieces of canvas, and I put a backing of cloth using the heat and bond in between. And then what I did was I blanket stitched the 2 together to make it into a bag, and then I've loaded it with the pumpkin and that type of thing. So it kind of ties it together. But this was the actual stencil that I used, and it's very, very simple. And I just traced it out in parchment paper and then cut it out and sewed it. So again, these are bits and pieces of different patterns that we've put together. Now, when you're dealing with the canvas, I love it because it gives you the opportunity to really set to and be creative with paint. And this one in particular, it's good and sturdy. I've done a frog, 2 frogs, and painted them with the green acrylic paints. I've done a mother goose with the canvas bag effect, and I've also done a rooster and a chicken. It would sit in my kitchen. Now, with the canvas, some of the bags that you get are a little bit more flimsy. So this one in particular is quite flimsy. So what I would do with that is I'd cut it all up, and then I would back this one with more of a felted adhesive interfacing. And it's really nice to work with. There's your backing of your canvas, and then your fleecy interfacing, and then you've got a good sturdy piece of material to work with. So lots of options, but the best part of this project was turning it 2-dimensional into a 3-dimensional object. And I'm really absolutely thrilled with how that turned out. So that's the thing I never expected to turn it into a Thanksgiving, Halloween, fall project, but it certainly turned out that way, and I'm really, really thrilled. So I even took this felt book and looked at some of them, and in this is the one that I used, the template that I used, but there's also one there for a Halloween pumpkin, which is a nice big size, which would could be used for placemats for your home decor. So basically this also fits into the home decor section in the fact that I'm going to be using it as my table center. So again, lots and lots of things you can do, and I'll try a bunch of different other things for October, but the canvas bag is really one of my popular pieces, and really nice to work with, and gives you a good sturdy quality end product. So it's going to carry on with canvas month or canvas bag month, and we'll see what kind of other projects I can come up with. Okay, so thanks for watching.